So I met Gennady through someone else. I've talked to so many people, I forget who it was, but it was one of the group members. And, I just wanted to come here. He started, I believe I'm saying it right. Just correct me if I'm wrong, is Blogly.
That's correct.
And it's based, I don't know much about it except whenever he told me it kind of automates the content creation process, but it's not spun content. And what I've dealt with is spun content, and content's one of the hardest things to get a hold of, because I've tried people that say they could speak English, Filipinos that say they could speak English. My best one that I've given everybody so far is actually South African. And he's a writer for Quantum Newswire with Lane over at Hulk. But whenever I saw that you had that program and it automates it, it's what caught my attention, because I'm looking to automate so I can scale my agency, of course. So when you said that, I wanted to just bring you on. So go ahead and fire away and just get going.
All right. Well, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. You choppy
All
a
right.
little bit, but I can still hear you.
Chat, yeah.
Yep.
Just okay. You still maybe I
You're
can.
good. You're good now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. Myself, I'm Gennady, based in Silicon Valley in Santa Clara, California, United States, and I am on this route of app development for the last 5+ years. It's almost 6 years. My background is started out as I was graduated as a fighter pilot for Russian Air Force, and after that I just moved to United States, starting a new career, and I just went into engineering and went through the business intelligence, planning, forecasting. After that, just worked for Intel, and my last job was in Intel, and I quit just to. I had lots of ideas, and I decided that's about time. So I'm not yet too young. Also, just so I decided to go on this route. So I built a few apps in the past, and I have about 7 apps fully developed, finished, great apps, but flopped for one reason. There was no traffic on the site. When you have no traffic, apps, I build integration with QuickBooks Online accounting. I build a project management system. It's pretty cool, by the way, in there, but there is no traffic, no one to sell to. Write the traffic myself. I mean, to write the content myself. Some people, and I got burned because of the thin content, just crappy content, and this content didn't go anywhere. So I decided I need. About 2 years later, 2 years ago, then I started writing while I was still developing the app. I definitely understand how a good content. It just not only but also have to have a personality, have to have a has to have the good information, and that people can come back and read it. You have to have lots of articles. So I realized that I need to write the content. I start writing myself, and I understood one thing, that to not only write, there is a other part. Behind is a huge hidden stone. You need to manage all the pieces. You need to do the right research. You need to collect all the information. You need to present it in a certain way that helps you to. You need to keep all your records, keep all the snippets, keep all the references that you got, where you got the content. You need to manage all your images, other PDFs. Then you need to compile it quickly and also find it quickly when you need to. And then when you get to the part, simple, take a copy and like content is written and you got it, and then you just paste it. forget about the WordPress. You spend, you think you're going to be there for 5 minutes, end up 2 hours. So, and somebody who tell me that I'm wrong, just let me know. It's not easy formatting, putting all together, putting external links, putting internal, formatting it again, updating it. And then when you need to fix something, you need to go back again, repeat this, and just finding your go to WordPress. It's clumsy, it's slow, and you need to really work hard in the WordPress. It's just complex. So I realized that I need to build something for myself. I start publishing, covering just the one publishing feature that just for myself that I need to publish. So I involved my team. I already have a few people in the team, so I relocated them. I took them from other jobs, and I put them to make myself more on the content, because it doesn't matter how good you create their software, you can't sell it unless you have. If no one knows you, no one reads what you write, and no one understands you, don't trust. So one thing is saves you. It's the only thing that can brings you traffic is home pages. You cannot create 1,000. Well, you can create 1,000 articles that can bring the content. I mean, bring the traffic, but you cannot do the landing pages. What works is a good content. So for that, I created a Blogly, and now I'm gonna show you that from beginning what so far. Is it, do you have any questions? All right, so I can move on, right? All right, let me just share my screen. First, I can tell you that currently we are right now, and we started off on Ipsuma in September last. The information about app, there is some certain features that I can show here. Show these are 3 codes. We started off on the marketplace code. We build an extra. So we allow, what we allow to do is not only to do the good research, but also to manage all your snippets, your pieces, and put them together in the right way. And the also integrated with plagiarism. I specifically didn't want to do it on my own because it's just too much. We can just simply use their copy leaks. We integrate with them, so we provide that services too. In my app, is the publishing is about takes 4 or 5 seconds. Republishing is the same 4 or 5 seconds. So once you publish it, the publishing does not count anymore against the limits. So you can just republish. That gives you additional advantage of correcting and updating your all the content that maybe you wrote a year ago or so, to add few tables, some images, add some data, correct it, and republish it again. Takes 4 or 5 seconds. So now to the app itself, and I start from here. So this is what you see here when you first join. We have the navigation page. We try to explain what exactly what we will have. I mean, you can write articles, you can import existing blogs very quickly. So in a few seconds, you can bring any blog post from any WordPress or other technologies as well. You can do the research, you can optimize it. We build our own optimization, and I know that gurus, and I know that you are well known for their focusing on SEO. I will show you my approach to simplify SEO as much as there's as like a black curtain that not many people really understand what SEO means. We try to make it very simple. Checklist, editorial calendar here, simple editorial calendar as well. You can publish on CMS. Back on your article, you portfolios that you can utilize it for multiple reasons. One reason that you can show off your, another reason is you can share your content with someone. You can share your profile, who you are. You can tutorial or newsfeed. You can also share it on social media. Understand that I'm not going to compete with the social media like platform offer. So it's not about that. It's about that so many people are just simply writing a few articles a month, putting so much effort. They do not really looking for buffer to I mean pay the extra services. All they want just a quick and simple and easy sharing, and we've got that too. And we have a functionality here, so expand, so don't scare people away right away. So we have the workflow built in, and I'm gonna show workflows. We have a collaboration in, so right now the team management is coming up. This is within a month we're going to release it. Scan for plagiarism built in. We send the by API, we send the data copy leaks, we get back a report that's in the PDF. It shows you exactly what parts are affected. Is coming up. AI assistant is also coming up, but AI, I have lots of uh, a lot of how can I say people are really focusing, thinking that AI is a saver. Yes, AI is really good. That GPT-3 gives you the really good content. However, that content is actually, don't think that the content is truly 100% original. Certain percent is, certain percent is not. So, but still, it's a good tool as assistant, but not as a full article writer. You have to have your own personal writing injected. You have to have a connect pieces. So, and we're working on that. We still bring in as assistant, and we'll pick the most expensive and the best engine is the DaVinci. So in the settings you can set up your freelancer profile as well. If you are a freelancer, that you can share it to your clients. So let's go on. I go first on the article page, so you can see these are the articles that I have. This is my production account. So I could see I have a 15 pages, so 141 different pieces here. So those that some of the top contents that was done for testing, I just simply imported here, just simply clicking. You can import that with the Google Docs. It takes a few seconds to import, as long as you have your H2 headers assigned. Based on H2 headers, we break down into blocks. You can put just simply URL to your blog. You can bring it in a few seconds. You can also upload HTML files. So once the files are uploaded, so roughly you could see, I'll give you an example. So it can look like something like, say like this. This was, I uploaded someone else content. This is more for testing purpose for myself. I can actually take it and demonstrate it, how easy to bring in the content. This is how the article looks inside. So if I go back and try to create a new one, so I need to just use this button new, and just give a name. Let's say this is my testing article, article for demo. And I don't have to select the portfolio or create it now, just simply can leave it alone. Just click OK, and I'm in the workspace of the article. As a simple approach, we have 3 levels. The first level, that what you saw, like a global article view level, many articles are there. When you get in a deeper one step down, you are in the article level in the workspace, and you have it's split into 2 sections. You can see the left section is for outline and also the workflow here. And the right section, this is your starting from the article. This is where your article will be. And you have the other functionality, like we have assets visibility, we have SEO portion, we have a collaboration portion, we have a plagiarism place, the summary. You can generate summary with AI. Using AI, we generate like a 20, 15, 20 sentences summary in a matter of like have additional thing like here give share. So basically, logically, when you look at this, look at from left to right, your content. We stand behind the originality, because I consider the spinning content is a crop, and I don't support it. Great with any of the writers, copywriters, copy AI. Those are just I don't think they are as good. I mean, you can't really get the good content out of them. So what you need to do to create article, let's create outline. You're working on the blocks based on the blocks in Bloggly. So everything is built from little pieces. So when you create the block, you get in on this space. So far as a simple view, this is your like an editor. You can see I just created the first block. As you can see, it look like it's a classic editor, look like it's an old, is designed for a specific reason that many people know this editor. So there's you can do pretty much everything here. As you know, that's H2 headers are hidden here for one reason. By default are H2 headers, and anything inside you can do H3 through H6. You can do all the highlighting text, so you can do the colors, you can insert links, you can do the images. But the biggest, the writing apps, because what you see now is the writing portion of the Bloggly is on the left side. For 1 second, I can just say yes. So I created one block, and you can see now, let me create another block so you understand the concept. So let's say block 2, this is my second block, and so on. So I will show you how the actual article is look like when it's completed. Let's say create this a conclusion. So basically blocks are they're like a puzzle pieces of the article. Each block of your writing. You don't want to create it too big. You don't want to create, you can create it as small, but you definitely don't want to create and blocks on average should be between say 150 to 300 words. Of course, you can do more than that. You can put the whole article in one block, but what's the point? It's not there. It's not, you're cutting yourself ability. So let's say if I am in, and I think right now I have this. Can you hear me well, by the way? Can you hear me well?
Not so much. You keep cutting in and out.
Hold on. Let me just switch my, I think that's not good. Okay. Hold on just a second. Change something here. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me well?
So far, it's okay.
All right, let's do it. I think this one will be stable. So now let's take a look. This is what you see right now is the content with the multiple blocks. You can, the advantage of the block, of course, you can move them around. You can put it in any way you want. They are all like independent pieces. Sorry, Mickey, sit down. So let me continue on the article itself. So what you can do with the article. Of course, the writing part, I'm not gonna surprise you here. You totally understand what it is. So let's move on and let's look at the assets. In the assets, this is where the heart of the app is basically resides. That it gives you the extra visibility and extra, management of all your content on the left side. Because consider this, your article, that's your craft. This is where you put in your final work. The left side, this is your that's your draft portion. You can keep your researches going. You have the notes section. Notes section is you can use the create notes here by yourself by just clicking here. You can just type the name, you put in anything here, but also you can use we have extension. You can, when you do use the extension, it will create the notes automatically and you just select the article you want to assign the note. And this is example of the note taken like a snippets from from any website wherever I'm browsing. The libraries you can use not only for images, you can upload any kinds of files, your Excel, your Word, your PDFs, whatever, doesn't matter what. It's just as long as every time you upload it, it links to your article. If you notice on the bottom, there is a simple filters, all in article related. Sometimes not just all an article related, you can go on the notes, you can go on the level of block. So go on the block, when you click on a specific note, if you select the block here, you actually link it to specific block. Notes are reusable, everything is reusable. So anytime you go to all, you see everything that's been collected. I can shrink all the notes and just see the names. You can see I have 36 pages of different notes. I can find it easy. Let's say if I want to find something about, say, with the word code, if I do the search, it's gonna just bring me everything, whatever I have. Let's say maybe I have some WordPress short codes, maybe something else. So I also have that ability of putting them each node has the ability to put in a tag, and so the tags are there. I can just select what tags I want, and that will give me the option of finding and searching quickly by tags here as well. So if I go to libraries, the same concept. There is a tagging system. I can tag anything I want, and I can group them. So what are you seeing now here? Those are images, but if you go to add files, you can see the options, what you can do with that. You can upload any files, like I said, that's listed here, videos, the docs, the XLS. You can also, for the images, we have built-in compression and resizing. Just simply select the resize you want if your image is too big or you want to shrink it, and you can just upload it image. Once you upload it, you can always say, let's say if I want to add this image here, let's say if I pick the image from the Pixabay, we integrate it with the Pixabay. Say if I want to find anything related to Office, I just do the search. Let's say if I want to find something, I can just add. It will add me in the image, and I can quickly add it here just by simply move it and indicating with the cursor where I want it to be, and just say copy to craft. If I hover over it, you can see the details here. You can align it, you can delete it, or you can edit it. When you click on editing, you can, this is the place where you can provide your alternative name. This is for SEO. You can make it clickable if you assign the URL right here. So far, is it fast? I mean, is it too fast, or you want to slow down?
No, keep going.
Okay, all right. Now, when you upload the videos, you have a full control of the video by simply selecting the controls. We have 4 controls. You see, here's my XLS files. There are some GIFs where you integrate with GIF. You want to put the Giphy, so you can just find the GIFs you want and just search for it and just simply edit. If you want to add it, you can use it quickly in the content just by simply moving here, clicking it, moving it right. You can download it, you can edit, you can delete it. So basically, and as far as the editing, you can use the tagging system as well, or you can just name it in when you search for that. So versions are the different animal. So versions of, it's not the version of the whole article. Versions are built for blocks. As you can see, I have multiple blocks. Let me just not saving it. So I'm going to the next, and I specifically designed it with the button save, because we stumble on many issues, like when the first, like it was used to be automatically saved, but we realized that many people they're not as disciplined. They open multiple tabs. They start overwriting each tab can overwrite, each other. So you put in one content in one, then you don't put another one. We are not a Google. We cannot make it a Google Doc. Eventually, maybe we can bring it. But what happens is if you don't update another tab, then if your tab is blank, when you get out, you overwrite it with the blank content. So it wasn't good. So we designed also this system where it has the auto save coming in every 30 seconds. We keep saving the content automatically for any block. So when you move to the block, you can see this one generated after. If I do the change here, when I write, this will change also as well. It always keeps the last 30-second copy. Why do you need that? Because the computer crashes. I know we're relying on save button, but we save it anyway. So anytime you you're only working on one block at the time. You cannot work on multiple. So in this case, one block at a time being saved. So when you switch to another one, we always retain the copy of the last one saved. So if happen to be you didn't save it, you can always see it will be restore button right here. Now, what do you see here on the right side? If I open it up here again, so let me explain you what you see in editor. In editor, you can actually create the blocks directly from here. Let's say if I click OK, so I can just name a block and I create one. I can also manage blocks without even going anywhere. I look at my blocks and I say, I want this going up and this maybe this one going down. So this is the system of like moving the blocks around that will help you to align your content. This is the name of your block. You can make changes here. You also can split the block. Let's say you wrote or you say imported and it's a big block. All you need to do, just put your cursor where you want to split it. Just say, okay, I'm splitting it. Once you put in the name of the new block, we take any content below, we just simply taking it out of this block, we create another one. You have this eye sitting here. If I click on this eye, I can, this content never be printed, never be published, never be visible anybody. So you can make it, you could do it like you control unfinished certain blocks, or you can use them as your help. Like when you write something and when you want to stick the notes inside your content, all you need to do, just click it and hover over this eye and just block it. Say if I do it here and I just simply will close this, and you can see now it shows up right here. If I go on the publish now, and the publishing will not publish it. So if I go here a few steps, this is already published content. You could see here I sign the site, I set my slug, I set up the published draft, same way as in WordPress. I select my categories that are dynamically we bring in from the WordPress. You set your publish date, and this is it. You can actually control the excerpts. So if you want to do it your own specific stuff, you can set the excerpts what you want to see. We keep a record when it was published, what site. If you happen to be disconnect, try to republish, at least the record will stay and you know exactly when and what happened. On the last tab, all you need to do, just simply review it and submit it. We have also, in addition, is we automatically build in social sharing buttons on the bottom of the, and I will show you the example of the published block. And you also have an ad related post. Ad related post is basically we generate, say, 3 posts on the bottom that you select. If you publish here, just simply look at my older content that I published. It's good for internal linking. So it's an additional internal linking that is recognized by the Google there. So if I go out from here, so let me continue this way and I will come back to the workflow. So far, blocks are understandable. You know what they are and you know the advantages of that. Now, if I move to the assets, of course, I can see the assets on top, but let me look at that. They are the same assets as here, but I haven't finished it here. So if I display to you the library, you could never lose the image or file. It's always linked and you can find it here and reuse it without going anywhere. Do we upload this in a WordPress? We only one file, one image that we upload into your media folder is your featured image. Featured image is right here on the top. You can find it right here, featured image. So if I want to see what the featured image and update it, I just simply add it and update it here. I can put my alternative text. I create a lot of blocks and I use a lot of images. So those images, just like this one, I take the image from, let's say, if I need to take from some other site, I just simply screenshot it. If I need to, I just provide them a link, which is a proper thing to do. I'm saying I'm not claiming this is mine. I'm just saying this is a courtesy of from this site. I'm just took it and added here. It takes just about a minute or two, just add the images like that. It's not like it's a huge amount of work. Plus they are saved here in the libraries. I just keep them here. They are right here. So if I need to reuse them anytime, I can always find them. If I go to versions, so like I said, we're running this version, but take a look. If I may click save here, I can make as many versions as I want. And that's not the version of the whole article, it's just the version of the blog. I can go back to the same version that I saved. I can make changes and I can say, maybe this is my version 1. And I can just leave it like this, make changes here and say, okay, if I change something here, maybe I removed something. And then I want to just save it. And now this one is changed, but let me save now this version. You can see now the last version show up right here. Now let's say I want to override back and move my last one unfinished version. All I need to do is just say, okay, I want to use this one, and just click it and override it. Now, if I want to use this one and just click on override, you can see now it changes. So this way you can see that what the uses of this is perfect for the content that you have a lot of, like you write in a copy, you write in email sequences. How many times I have so many copies that I want to keep them all, but I don't want to destroy them. But Google Doc does not work. If I set up in a Google Doc, it just gets too much. So here is very easy, very simple. You can just open up like this, and you can just open one at a time. Just take a look what is there. Whichever one you like, let's say you have multiple versions, just simply say, I want to replace it, and just say, okay, and just replace it. In 1 second, split second, you will replace it. So versions, it's all about the block control, because when I go to the next block, I'm now having, you can see, I have no, this one is again, start running me this one auto version. It always will be there. But let's say if I want an article related, when I click article related, I see all the versions that I have for the article. So you can see all this auto saved version for different blocks. Now, enough about version. So if I go to Paraphraser, Paraphraser is AI driven. With one run, I can just take this content and just rephrase it. If I run it, if I click here, it does run on the credits. We have a credit system. If I need to add it, this is our credit system to add. But let's say if I want to run it, I just simply click OK. It will bring me content and will break down. You can see now it's working. It breaks down me content by the sentences and gives me 5 different combinations for each sentence. It's a quick and easy way to select what you want. Of course, if you're all in the United States and if your English is perfect, I mean, it's your native language, that's fine. You may not need this. But some people would prefer to have the different combination of the maybe awkward sentences that they have. Maybe they can take a look here and just simply update it by the sentences. But let me move on to the next one. So SEO. This is the SEO portion that is kind of outcome of my research. Now, if I come back and let me now talk about research. So far, you've been hearing about notes, libraries, version, paraphraser. SEO just started, but let me go back to now research, and I will show you what the advantages of running research in Bloggly. First of all, each research doc, when you create new, you can just give a name, description, because you don't want to lose it. What is this? What kind of research you're doing? Let's say we do the research on what? Let's say blogging for a niche. How would you say niche? Is it niche correctly? I think it's niche like this, right? So if I say this is my research, when I click OK, now I'm opening. Now you can see it looks similar, but it's different. Now we are on a space of research doc. The right side, the same functionality as your article, but it's like an article for research doc. That's an actual research doc. And as you can see, it's empty, it's blank, there is nothing there yet. So the left side is my data. So this is where I work with the data, trying to get what I want. And again, the same concept, you're moving from left to right. I need to create my SERP, I manage my links, whatever I need to bring the custom links. I can pull my shared pool of all the nodes that I have if I need to use it. I can work with the keywords. We have for the keywords autocomplete. We have popular questions, keyword ideas. This is for someone who doesn't need to pay for Ferrari of like SEMrush or Ahrefs. So this one gives you like it's a basic level of keyword searching, but you can see it's pretty convenient. And I can show you how that actually works. And the final step will be you've done your research part, you found who your competitors, you identify them on your links. You can use the notes for pull up the stuff that you need or reuse some stored data. You can find your searches on the keywords, and then you put 2 together. You got your keywords that you try to focus on, and now you got your competitors who you want to go fight for the place for the traffic. So let's start from beginning. When I start the research, I need to provide SERP term. So this one, let's say if I do the same, if I ask for say blogging say, for example, blogging for living, right? So let's say this one would be my key focus keyword, but it's not enough. Let me now express it here. Like, let's say if I would be like as close as possible to the future title of my article. Let's say I put here best strategies, right? Of blogging for living. Okay, so this one is more closely what you want to ask, because you most likely will get your future competitors. So let's decide what are the countries. So you use by default I have US. We listed about 200 plus countries here. We have a data for all these countries. We have a data for 127 languages. So if you decide to choose the pick what the country you are in, you decide that there, but if you choose the, let's say if you choose the Spain, you need to choose this Spanish language. You really don't want to search on the English on a Spanish in a Spain country. It doesn't make sense. So in this case, just make sure that you meet together. United States English, right? So if I do this, I'm gonna start doing my research, and I'm going off, and I'm gonna click OK and let it spin. In the next like minute or so, it will give me the top 100 searches. I mean, top 100 results for this the search term I'm asking. So when I click on this bar, I will expand it. You can see it still rotates. Now let me explain you what you see here. I bring 100 searches here. They are grouped by 10. On the bottom, you see the pagination. You see the 10 on the first page, and then second, third, and so on. All 100 are here. You are seeing right now the page number 1. As you can see now, Analyze is not active anymore. And because we already populated, we simply go out and bring the content. When you click here on those arrows, we can expand it here and show you all the broken down by, I mean, all the content that we parsed. We physically bring the content. So when you open it up, you see all the content that we bring in. So let's take a look what other people write, and you can explore it. And you just simply, just like in phrase, and many people probably know phrase, you can just do a very similar way. You can just click in here. When you click, we put the piece of content here. You can see when you move your mouse, we break it down by like little chapters. So if I want to bring this, so you can see it's posted here. If I bring this and so on, I can bring the images. Of course, you bring the images and you keep scrolling, you keep finding what you need and quickly populate with the content you want. The one advantage is here also that we remember what you put in. You can see the red bar is there and you can see it's highlighted in red and the content is here. Let's say I populated my first block, and the same as the article. I create as an additional block, and maybe I can even do it. Let's say maybe not, I need to write something about say introduction. So I just simply name intro, and I just create another block. You can see like I'm building just like an article. I keep building this as an article on the right side and finding the content I want, and just simply by clicking, I'm moving and then I'm building. Can I build many pages? Yes, of course. You're not limited. You can build as many as you want. So if you want to build something like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 different blocks, nobody will stop you. So you can do it, you can build it the same way. So when you click here, let's say I want to shrink them all, you can see all the content is right here. Anyone, I can actually click on the blue link. When I click on blue link and just opens me this side, of course, Neil Patel is here. So he write excellent content. Of course, he's going to be on this search. So you could see they all numbered. You find it pretty accurate by the numbers. Sometimes maybe a little bit off. Maybe this one will go on the third, but we still have it on the second. So, but for the most part, you have them right. So you decide who are your competitor. You review your competitors here. You don't want to create all the 100 tabs here or even 10 tabs. It doesn't matter. The more tabs you put in, usually when I do this, when I've done the research before, I had like 80 tabs on top, 80, 90. Sometimes I had the record over 100. So, well, is it good? No. So it's not easy to work with that. You really don't need to do these pages anymore because all your links are saved here. You can open up and explore them. And you can also actually clicking on that link, you open it and you actually take a look what is there and how it looks like and maybe what you like. Let's say I want to now take this link. Let's say if it's different link or something, but I want to show you, are you limited only on this? You're not. So if you click on this bar again, see it shrinks. This is my links. This is why I can put my own content that I find. Let's say I want to put my own content. I just put here this link. I just find what I want. And maybe this one is truly my competitor. I just click on that and we can see we populate very quickly. We bring this content here. Can you also, I mean, can you do this my links just by simply going in the SERPs and just copy there? You don't need to because it's all built in here. When you see this in 3 dots, when you click on this, you will see this pop-up come up and you could say add to my links. So hold on just a second, let me just click on that. So you can see add to my links. If I want to add this, I'm saying, okay, this is my competitor. I will add it to my links. If it's not my competitor and I say, okay, let's ignore this because this might be, for some reason, it's end up on the search, but it's not my competitor. Maybe some, who knows, maybe some Upwork site which you don't want to compete with the homepage. So you competing blog against blog. You're not competing with the blog against homepage. Homepages are nice, but you're competing with someone else's content. So you're selecting this. You can see we parsing about 95% of that. Sometimes we can parse, like this one, Udemy. We're not gonna parse this. You can see there is no triangle right here. So when you open it up like this one, you can see we bring in the blocks. And when you click on the block, it expands. You click on the block again, it's closed. You can want to bring the whole block. You can just simply click here and the whole block will populate right here. So you could see the whole block is marked red. So this is the way research should be done. So this is how we feel the research should be done. Now, also in this research, we actually, what we do next, we separate you what was the headers that contain questions. And you can see quite a few. So you can explore them separately. So we kind of just bring in block by block and see what are they writing about on each question. Now, if you want to take this and move it to the right, you can. But let's say you want to take all these questions and say compile in one block separately. Use this plus, you click here. It's asking me whether I want to save. Of course, if not save, I can say yes. And now it will show me, okay, here's the questions being asked in group number 1. I could say, okay, and now it builds me just one block with all these questions will show up on the right side, right here, right? So this is how the questions you can bring in and save them in one block. I can always see this one when it's highlights, this is it requires saving. So let me move on. So statistics, we basically find some statistical data. It contain, not always we are perfect here, but you can find some golden nuggets. So when you see here, whatever the numbers are there, you might find useful. Let's say now you want to put it in a different block. Let me go to the different block. I can select it here. And I could say, maybe I can move it somewhere right here. And I want to use this information and then just add it in. So you can see it's only 2-3 clicks. You don't need to save anything. Every time we move, we save where it came from. So you will never get confused. So you click save here. And now let's move on to the next. Now my links, like I explained, you build in your links from, they are just selecting who are your true competitor. You can do there. So you basically identify and pinpointing who exactly is your competitor. But also you can bring any link just by simply adding a link. Maybe it's not the part of your top 100, just simply paste your own. Let's find some of them. Let's say, let me find backlink so I can show you the 10,000 piece content. Usually writes like 10,000 pieces plus content in his, say how to write blog. If I want to take his content and it's a huge content, you can see that how much information is here, a lot of content. So I can guarantee this is about 10,000 plus words. So let me show you how that you can easily import that here. You can just put it here like this and let's count. If I click OK, now I'll bring the whole content of the 10,000 pieces in just a matter of seconds. You can see that right here. I can just open up and you can see how much. This is all the H2 headers. We break down by H2. You can open up and see his content right here. Okay. So this is one of the ways you can utilize the my links for multiple reasons. One of them considers like your bookmarks, basically, that you like store, but also consider as like your primary target, your competitors. who you want to compete with. So you put there, you identify them. You look in your SERPs, you actually identify them there. If you say in the SERP ignore, that will be ignored. And I already showed you it's crossed off like this. That means we're not going to count it when we do the competition analysis, and the competition comes last. So let's move on to the next. Now you understood the concept of my links. Notes, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? So the notes are there. You can use them there any way you want. You can find some related information or previously stored. You can go into keywords. Now let's look at the keywords. So let's start from the back. Let's start from keyword ideas. So if I am on the keyword ideas and I go search, let's say something about blogging. So let me go on the high level. So I'm going to find what is related ideas for blogging. So when I click this button, we go out, we grab the searches, grab the keywords associated with idea of blogging. You could find some pretty interesting stuff sometimes, not that you might take you hours, sometimes find it in other applications, but sometimes quickly comes up that's something you might use. Take a look here and you could judge for yourself. And the concept is this, you're building your keyword list. So you're finding what you want. Let's say write a blog if you wanna, this is your keyword that you want to use. You see in the competition, you see in the CPC, and also you look at the volume. There's a decent volume. You want to add it, you just click on that. You could see it adds to the right side. So let's move on. If I move it here and I say, I'm just scanning through this and I say, okay, I want this start blog free. When I click here, you can see it's added. A blog page, and maybe this one, blogs have no idea what it is, but for some reason it has some volume. So sometimes you'd be surprised. You can double check this volume. We're taken from legitimate sources. Well, but of course you can find some slight differences anywhere you go. So this is how you search the keyword ideas. The first run, we give it for free. It's built in, for free for the first in every research doc. The subsequent request will require credit. We charge in 1 credit. You can ask me what the credits are worth. How much do they cost? The credit of each credit cost, very simple. If I translate US dollars, 10 cents. So it's a simple math, 10 cents for 1 credit. For 1 credit, you can buy 100 words. That's it. So each word costs you 1/10 of 1 cent. So that's probably self-explanatory, right? So if I go for another one, if I say I'm using now my credits and I keep searching, let's say I just want to search with the word content, and let's see what the content comes up. And you can be more giving even like 2 words, 3 words. But remember that the more detail you go, the more long tail keywords you go, you might get less of the ideas or very focused ideas. So you can see now this one was for content. See what for content came up. And now it's refreshed, totally different. We will have also additional in the future, we'll add button continue building. So you can just continue because we're going to give you only 100 searches first. But we have a lot more in the pipe for the same word. If you just want to add more and more and more, just simply using create, we can just add more and more words here. Now, can we provide this data for free? Unfortunately not. It costs us money to run this. Every keyword costs us money. So we're paying for that. So in this case, we just want to transfer this cost to you. If you feel it's too expensive, great. You don't have to use this. We're adding right now this add button. You can just simply say, okay, I want to run mine. You can say, okay, you put in your own keywords here. We add in here. This is the beginning. We're going to add here. You can populate. We give you the Excel file format. You can just do it. Keyword, the cost per click, competition and volume, and it's just simple CSV. You want to do it yourself? Great. Just take the CSV. You can take CSV from Google Keyword Planner and use it here. The only one thing is a keyword planner does not give you the number, just give you medium, low, high. We don't accept it has to be a number. But other than that, you can bring the volume, you can bring cost per click. So, but if you want to do that, we are working on that too. We're not trying to make money on this. We're just trying not to lose money on the keywords, and it does cost us money. So in this case, I go on popular questions. If I go on popular questions, now you can see the differences. So it's totally different responses coming up on the questions. So on the questions, you give a different angle on your keywords. So basically, we search in the keywords and we bring you another like 100 words, the questions being asked around this word. And you can see, and all the volumes here. Again, the first shot is free. It's included with your research doc. The subsequent searches will cost money, cost credits, basically. You go here, it's all sorted by volume, decide what you want to use. Let's say what is blogging, let's say blogging for moms. Surprisingly, blogging for moms has a really decent volume. So you could see, you can see this, for some reason, why not blogging for men? I don't know, but usually blogging for mom gets the traffic. So anyway, go to autocomplete. Now that the different way of looking at this one, we designed it, it's a 2 parts here. Anytime you go into your Google and try to search for the keyword, let's say if I go to, say, google.com, and now I try to search for something. Let's say I do the same, blogging, right? Now you could see the Google autocomplete suggests me all these keywords. That means what? That means there are some decent volumes behind. That means somebody is searching for those words, and probably most likely those that 10 most valuable the searches that the Google shown you. But now take a look. If you put in letter A, you have this. You have letter B, you have this. Letter C, you have different combination. Those things are usually used by bloggers, and this is I don't know the name of this search, but it's basically it's autocomplete search. So you're trying to search and see what are being used by, what Google knows, what being asked for this word. So the only one thing you don't have is a volume, right? But at least we can, some people are using Excel and doing this all manual like that. This is a huge work, right? So take a look here. Now, if I go here and if I say blogging, all I need to do is just click OK. And now we populate all this right here as a suggestion. We bring you all the searches that include, and including letter A, letter B, letter C. So we bring all this, and you can do this as many times as you want. The only one part is if you want to use the core, find out the volume and cost, you're selecting all this and say, I want to find out what this, and now it costs us money. So we basically transfer the same credit. So it takes 0.3 cents to run. Great. If you just click OK, we'll populate the data. You like the keyword, you just click here. And once you click here to add, you can see that will be added to the right side. So basically, the concept is this. You're doing your research quick. Not everybody needs a Ferrari to write supermarketed back once a month. So in this case, the same approach here. You can simplify it, research and quick answer, picking up some keywords as long as you have a volume, and you build in your list for specific article. So your research doc is dedicated to your article that you're going to write. I would suggest don't go more than one research. You can do two research doc, but what's the point? Keep everything in one. If you always needed to expand links, just add it to your own links here if needed. Now, the final part is a competition. This is what we build, and the name of that SEO heat maps. So we build the heat maps based on what you ask. But let me add some extra keyword. Let's say if I add SEO and I decide here up front, if I get statistical data, I could select it here. For some reason, I do not have. Okay, hold on. Let me just, without statistical, hold on. This one is partly still on the SEO. So yeah, this one is, we just rolled it out. But anyway, so you can decide, you can add your own list here. Let me do it here. If I go to keywords, let me run one more thing and do it for SEO. And I'm gonna select some SEO keywords. It will flush this one and bring me the new one. So when it brings me the new one, let's say I select some of them here and I'm gonna use them. SEO audit, that's enough. And I will add them to the right side. Now, am I too fast? No, it's okay. Can you give me some feedback? Hello?
Yeah, it's good. It's not choppy anymore either.
Not choppy, no?
Nope.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me continue on that, right? Okay. So now compete. This is the final step in the research document. Let's say I decide now to go and find out who I'm competing with and what is my chance to win this competition. So I can decide whether I use my SERP, or I need to decide if I use my my links, or I decide if I select my SERP. Let's say in my case, I just select the SERP because I have all 10 will be there populated. If I select now my links, only like whatever, I have 3 or 4 different URLs will show up. So let me select my SERP. So when I click here, we will bring you to this view. In this view, we just run that engine, our engine, and we're gonna populate, bring your keywords on the left side, and we'll bring your competitors on the upper right. So basically there's a matrix. We're trying to build a matrix. So here is all your keywords that you already selected that you're going to fight for, and here is your competition. Now it's only left to find out how well they optimize for certain keywords. So if you decide, it will give you the chance to decide which keyword is good to use. So for that, I need to click analyze. It warns me that it cost me credits, but we have the allowance for the holders of 2 and 3 codes in like for AppSuma or for the growth plan, soul plan, we have some allowance built in. It's a 250 credits per month allowance on the growth plan. When I click OK, we just run the system, we calculate, and we bring the results here in this view. So you could see it here, but of course, those keywords it's kind of start new block. They're not necessary is optimized for this keyword. But you can see, like if I look at SEO, so this one is, you could even see the details of the optimization. Here's our checklist for optimization. We do it exactly as we do for the article and optimization. Very simple. We're looking at we're checking SEO in the title, if this keyword exists. If it's yes, then we use the maximum points. It's going to be earned points, and we calculate the total score. So and you're looking at here, is this focus keyword exist in the body content? Yes, it does, more than 4 times. You can see the 8 credits here. Focus keyword and headings. Yes, it does. It got full 10 points. Focus keyword in URL. No, it does not exist. So no points for that. No focus keyword meta description. No keyword. This keyword, right? Or this keyword is not in featured image, 0. But this keyword in text images. So we found this alternative text. Also, we measure the reg standard check for how long is your URL if it meets the criteria of less than 60 characters. We also check how large, how big is the content. Suppose there's 20,000 words in this content. Yeah, that's huge. So you can see somebody writes the content. This one has 40 external links. This one has 37 internal links. And does it keyword exist in the anchor text? Yes. So this is how the points are calculated. This is a complete technical on-page SEO. And if you tell me if I'm missing something, I would love to add. But for now, I think this one will pretty much cover everything. But again, you let me know if anything missed. We covered the keyword density. And also we show here is the content that we were talking about. So when you click on that, you can open up and take a look if needed. So you know exactly what is this. So you can see it is huge. So it's a big content. We took all this content and we measure everything and we show you in this view. So you get the matrix completely. If you have, if for any keyword they exceeding this, getting to like more than 75 and higher, it will show up in red. You can also bring your own article. If I click here, I can select some of my article. I want to just check to quickly for against the competition. Let's say if I select this one, it will system will scan and actually brings the content me here for those keywords. So basically I'm checking for this keyword also my article, but it's not the primary place for checking my content. Let me show you what the primary place is. So far, this one is clear, right? Any feedback?
Yeah, I think it's very clear.
All right, now let me just say a few more things. Here, I got first 10, but let's say if I want to go to the second 10, watch what happened. If I click here, we just bring them in. We just scan it, we parse it, we compile it, we calculate it, we get it ready. And all we need to do is just get the analyze, and we do the final step analysis, and we bring the data. You can also add the keywords here, just simply by adding the keywords. If I want to say, let's say, if I want to add the keywords blog, this one is for now, it's just okay. So if I add the keywords, I can do the adding the keywords now here, and that will also calculate. So if I do the analyze again, it tells me that using my allowance, so my allowance been depleting through this, but you can see I'm giving a 10 keywords by 10 sites, so it's 100 results. Try to do it manually, and all I can tell, it's just not easy. So, but we bring it just a matter of seconds. We bring it in and we show that here. Okay. So this is about competition, but just to final say, now let's say your final would be outcome of this. You decide which one you want to use the keywords just by simply identifying there in the, say, in the green. When you check them here, those are focus keywords. Let's say if you decide to focus on them, you measure against that competition, and now you are going to write article with those keywords in mind. So, but of course, as you can see, like blogging for mom, of course, they're going to be low because nobody writes about blogging for moms. If I would want it like a more specific blogging for mom, then I would need to do this, the SERP analysis. I would need to include this in my SERP analysis. Then it will give me very different results here. And for this keyword, you will see there will be really look like a cartoon. It will be really colorful. But the good part is you click in, you're identifying exactly where they are, and you just deciding what is your list to compete based on all this data. All right. Now, this is all about the research doc. I kind of covered from beginning to the end. One more thing that I want to show. This one is, let's say I just built like 3 pages while we were talking. You can use this button like preview, and you can take a look how your research doc look like. You can just click here. This is just the content that snippets I quickly collected, right? So it will show up right here, including the one that questions being asked is a separate last one paragraph was there. When I go back, let's say now I'm going to my research space. So this research space is located right here. This is a page for that. If I click on my logo, I'm back to like navigation page. If I want to go back to research, I click here. If I go back navigation, I'm here. I go to articles, I can go from here. But they're the same thing here, but many people just don't, it's not easy sometimes to get the people use the menu. Now, if I show you the how our calendar is being constructed, so this but that's a separate like subject of discussion, and I will show that later. But as you can see, this one is pretty clear. You can see every month, you can be moved between month. I can see exactly what was my published articles and what was unpublished. So I can drag them and move them around. Let's say this one is moved. Every time I move, it changes the published date. If I click here, I can access to any article that they published. Whatever they published, I cannot move them anymore. But if I need to make some edits, if I click here, this is an all overview of my article, like organizational pop-up. So basically, this is the org details. I can manage the folders. I can assign the folders. I can change published date. I can add the tagging system. I can add the tags. I can change the statuses here. This is only a few statuses we have. Also, somebody who is an income school graduate, and probably you know what I'm talking about, those are the ones are using response, staple, pillar contents. For now, it's just a matter of you want to decide to use it. So that will be this one like a placeholder right now for us to keep extending the dashboard for like writers. The goal content, goal word count. This is the one when I set, there is like a bar going there showing me how much what I finished, what not finished. We have a chance to change in that table of content. We generate table of content automatically. So this is how you see your calendar, and this is my unpublished. This is a place for my unpublished content. Those are yellow ones that are scheduled. The blue, white one are not. And very simple. If I decide to take from one unscheduled one, and I can just decide to move it on, I can just simply drag it and drop it anywhere I want. Hold on, you can see right here, see I dropped it here. I can move it and put it a different different place. Hold on just a second. Yeah. Oh, now I need to check it out. Okay, now if I go in and now explain the portfolio, but portfolio is requires a little bit, I will do it at the end. So let me just finish now on the article. So another step on the article. Let's say if I find now my article, and let's say one specific one, so I can show you certain things there. Hold on. In this article, I have also plagiarism report done, so you could see the plagiarism. And you can see how article look like. Hold on just a second. I think now this is a Zoom now causing me the slowing down the system, and performances keeps going down. Now you can see all the content that I have. There are like 30 blocks here. Again, I can move them around. I can, here's my table of content. I can click in here. I can disconnect and decide whether I want it or not. If I go to here, hold on. If I go here and yeah, right here is edit. So here is where I can decide whether I want to use the table of content. How the table of content look like? If I go to my homepage, so you could see there, those are blogs that I built. They're all built by Bloggly. So everything created here is built by Bloggly. So I mean, all the blogs, none of them I done manually. So if I go here, this is the one article that I'm looking right now. So if when I click inside, so you can see how it looked like in the WordPress. So here's the WordPress view. Here's a table of content. Now, even in the WordPress, I barely can scroll. I think now this one is the Zoom putting constraint on my system. Now, if I scroll to the bottom, let me scroll it quickly. Hold on. Okay. Now, take a look. This is what I was talking about. This is a related post that generated also by Bloggly. All you need to do is just select which post you want to add, and we add them like this here. Those ones, like for example, this for example is a shortcode being used. So I just simply set up the shortcode for the button and just publish it with the shortcode and creates the button. So, but everything else, all the images, whatever I have here, and there are tons of them here that are being stored on our Amazon S3 server. I had the people asking me that, what if I leave and I close the account? Well, we are adding that thing that you don't have to store on our server. We will give you the ability to decide whether you want to upload into your own media folder, if you want to do that. So all these 30 images, every time you upload, we just simply can upload into your media folder if you need it. And that is coming. We just simply will be adding it shortly. So just, I understand that sometimes does take, somebody worries about, even though we're not planning to close the Amazon, we're using Amazon server. So it's a S3 location. So we're not planning to close it anyway, but yeah, somebody concerned about that, we will add the ability to upload directly into your WordPress. But other than that, it helps also to your WordPress. It keep it safe, keep it clean, lean. You don't have too much of the images on your WordPress, so you don't need to worry about all this optimization, because all this optimization is done on our side. So far, so let me go back now and try to continue on what we have. And now I think I have now resources problem. If I just temporarily, if I stop sharing, come back on sharing, okay? Let's see if it helps. Sometimes it helps. All right. All right.
All right.
So we are back.
Questions or anything?
Any questions so far? So.
Yeah, I have a question. So at the moment, I'm using Surfer SEO. I'm not sure if you have heard of it.
Yes, I've heard of it. We integrated. Yeah, I know the question. So Will we integrate with the Surfer SEO? So eventually, yes, we will. Not at this moment because we have so many like hot items that need to be covered for the next, say, I would say 3 months. But yeah, in the next few months, we will get to, and we will integrate more with additional plugins. They currently we integrated with the rank math and US SEO. Rank math actually works perfectly, so that's fine. So whatever we use in our SEO, so here is our SEO, so you can see how it looks like inside. I already showed that. Here is the place to add your keywords, and you can see how it is optimized here. Also, when you add in a keyword, now you remember the process of selection of and also verifying the competition, gauging against the competition. Now you have a chance of selecting from a specific research doc. So, oops, hold on just a second. I think I need to check this one. So yeah, you have a chance to select from your research doc. And also at the end, so you can see how the SEO look like. So you look in the review, and review is, here it is. So basically you can see this is 100% optimized, is the best it can. And by the way, optimization process takes for me, for any article, but I kind of get a handle of that. It takes me about say 4 or 5 minutes to optimize any article.
Yeah, that my question specifically was going to be about the NLP, because you know a lot of people are focusing more on NLP, just for the relevancy towards the keyword that they are focusing on.
Can you be more specific? What would it mean NLP, and what would it mean the focusing on NLP? Are you talking about AI? Natural language processing?
Yes, yes.
All right. Now I can show you the, well, I cannot really show the mock-ups because it's still on the kind of confidential, but yes, we will have the, I have a GPT-3 access in the OpenAI. So if I show you here, so this is the OpenAI. And by the way, just there is no surprise. Anybody, I see that everybody loves niches. So I can show you right now. I'm not sure how the niches does it, but this is the cost of each engine on AI. So DaVinci engine is the smartest one. So this one, if I do the requests here and I using this best engine, and by the way, DaVinci is really good, but you can see the difference between 6 cents and what, 0.0012. That's about what, 20 times or something, right? So, 50, I'm not sure. So, but anyway, you look at this, you can see the differences in the engines. Of course, the best quality you can get from this. There is no way anybody could do like unlimited for one fixed price. And actually in the LTD, I just don't know how they do it. And I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. So the only way for them to do it is to run only cheaper engines, which gets like, okay, you get some results. But yeah, Playground is great. And actually I could, if I have more time, I could even demonstrate. It's actually really cool. It's like smart person sitting next to you. You have a way of designing them and setting up the engines. Here you can see that DaVinci is the most, best engine. The next one would be Curiada. So you can set up the temperature and this and that. But once it's set up, that you can actually run and gets a really good answer. We do have our own way how we will implement it. And definitely we will introduce our model, but it's not going to be rewrite model. We're not going to rewrite anything. What we will do is we provide the assistant to the writer. So you are the one who will be picking up the pieces and decide whether you want to use it, don't use it, scrap it, request some more and request again, and use what you want in like a smaller chunks. I think it's a really dumb approach to go out and try to build an article in one shot because you have no way of correcting anything. You get the crop result, and actually the result that you cannot really change. So in this case, when we provide the assistant, all I can tell you that it will be based in the form of dialogue, and then we will do it in the form of a system that you can actually select the content pieces you need, and you are the one who will be glued to all this AI answers. So you put them together, and then you can create really stellar content because you have a support of like a huge brain computer that sits next to you. Any question you ask, it gives you the answer. Any start conversation you start, it finishes the conversation in a really good tone. It gives you a really good answer. But it's not 100% original. So it does. I already verified that I was able to build an article in about like in a small requests. I was building an article like 800-900 words in a matter of like 15 minutes, and actually a really good article. But I still get like, I don't know, 20-30% was actually find it through the plagiarism, find it as a similar content, and it actually show me the content where it was found. So yeah, but don't expect it fully 100% original, but think of this as a your assistant, and then you will be able to be much more faster and much more productive. And then what you need to do really at the end, you utilize the system that we offer. Actually, it's not our system, but we integrate it with the best. I think plagiarism that we have with the copy leaks is the best one on the market, at least in my view. So I can show you a result. Here's how the plagiarism when we run. I run this for this article. We just slap our logo on top, but you can see copy leaks. We're not hiding it. We just tell that, yes, we integrated with them. But the way you run the result, you're not looking at this like this in a silo. You need to put it side by side. So when you go here, now you have the result on the left. Let me just refresh it so you can see. That will give you your result of the plagiarism displayed on the left, and you run your article on the right. You can see right here, you can move to any blog that you wrote, and you see, you find the problem spot and just go fix it like this. It highlights me the problem spots. All I need, this is all I need to know, right? So if I write the content, of course, nobody is perfect. Like, I mean, totally write it from the head. It's impossible. You're still looking at someone else writing, whether you want it to or not. It happened to be certain overlap in how you say it, how you pronounce, whether you want it or not. So in this case, you just simply use the plagiarism scanner to fine tune your final article. That's my view, but you can tell me otherwise. Any other questions?
Any other question, guys? Guys and gals, that is.
How how good is the plagiarism detector versus, let's say, Copyscape?
I tell you my view, my personal, because I can only judge from my personal opinion. I mean, my personal side experience. I love Copyleaks, and I think they are probably the best today in the market. And also remember, they are using AI to find the content, and actually they are very efficient in that, and also very. You can even see this. I'm not sure if I remember I'd done it a few years ago. I was working with the Copyscape. Well, it's very simple. You just throw the content, comes back whether it's good or not, and gives you like what the percentage is. But I'm not sure. Does it give you the highlighted parts? I'm not sure about that. Does it give you the specifics?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Okay.
You can just take a copy of a content, dump it in there, and then it will list out all of the links, which has a copy of the content, and then you can go deeper.
So basically, they are similar, right? So I
Yeah.
haven't checked them for last couple of years, but yeah. It's only my opinion. I'm thinking highly about the Copyleaks. But again, if do we need to integrate within the system, and what is for? But can you use your own? Yeah, you can use it as, and actually you can, if you want to, you can use the embed to your left side, because when you go to article, okay, one of the workaround, let's say if you really want to use your embed, right? So all you need to do, just go to assets and use it as your node. And in the node, when you create one, use the embed. We have the embedding capability. So when you embed, you'll see pretty much similar like but it has to be like PDF probably, because that you can embed, or you can just take a copy of it and just paste it if needed. So you could have it on your left side. But we just decided to use only that system, and that's the system we're gonna stick. I don't see myself going to do another integration to another. Okay.
All right. Anything else,
Yeah.
guys? Have been going on for a while. Let's get some questions in.
Oh, thank you very much. So,
I think you
I
covered
appreciate
it
the
pretty
nice
good.
comments.
Let's see here. Any more comments coming in? Nice service. Thank you for presentation.
Now remember that I can show you one of the things that what we are planning, and I'm pretty sure. Let me ask you a question: are you? I mean, any of you that who is a, let's say, niche writer who is making affiliate, so making money on affiliates, as affiliate, say, put in there like Amazon or.
Are you talking about like if any one of us is into affiliate marketing?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay. We are preparing now something for affiliate. It will be really slick. We can let you bring in any content of your affiliate and manage it as a like inserting the links from affiliate very quickly. So you can use just the approach of the like research doc, building research doc. You can put the build of the content of your say affiliate customer, and just bring the, let's say, Amazon link and just and populate your blog post with the certain images and manage your affiliate links. Now, the one thing I didn't yet show is we had the feedback as well. So in the feedback, let's say you're building it, when you click in here, any article, and you pops up like this, you can just say share publicly or don't share. When you say share publicly, when you take this link is publicly shareable. If you say allow anonymous preview, that means you allow someone without even putting email, then they can just comment on your link. So let's say if I copy this and I go to incognito window and I just place it, so you can actually send it to anyone. Let's say you wrote a blog, you want to share to, let's say, your client or maybe to, I don't know, your customer, and you just bring this content. So it's gonna look like this. So this one is, you can just send it as a link to anybody. They will open it and they will see it just like this. And also they have an option to chat with you when they open the feedback, and they can talk to you here. They can leave a feedback and you can actually answer back to them.
Question.
Yes.
Say if I create this table of contents with all of the header tag, is there a way to share this with the writer? So say if I'm not going to be writing it, and I build the table of content for an article and I want to send that as is, and then the writer does it for me. How would you do that? Where would you do it?
Yeah, good question. So I forgot one thing, that we just released the workflow. Workflow is a part of your of our team functionality. If you're looking at the team functionality, what we're building now, so let me show you here. If we go to settings, in the settings we have here is the teams. Teams are expected to be per seat. So anybody could buy a seat with an annual monthly plan and invite as many people as many seats you have. But you can change, flip-flop people. You can do them as many times as you want, as long as you don't exceed your seats. So if you got like 2 seats, so you can change in people. Sometimes you need to bump up a few more, so you can just add it for monthly. But this is the team. So team functionality is a part of the team functionality that we have is the workflows. But the workflow, we already released it, and workflow is available to any solo, any user. So let's say here, the first article we start writing, right? Testing article for demo. Say I put like few blocks. I haven't wrote anything. So the same way you can do it here. You can just design your workflow. But let me show you what you will have in a workflow and how you can control your team. When you click on a workflow, you will go to the next step where you design now you're customizing your workflow. Hold on just a second. So here is the place. So let me move this. It's kind of bad. Okay. This is the place where you can we kind of set up the pretty standard workflow. Pretty much everybody, every writer, every blogger supposed to go. Sometimes you may not use the research. You just directly, boom, start writing. You don't need the research. Sometimes you don't need the editing. But look at this: editing, proofreading, enhancement. Enhancement means you populating with the images, you add in external links. Those are called enhancement. You go to SEO optimization. Some people don't care about SEO, which I think is not right. I think it's pretty pretty dumb. I think you're spending so much time to write a blog. Come on, you spend another 10-15 minutes, but optimize it for specific work. Otherwise, your efforts are wasted. It's just simply wasted. So for that, you go in for approval. Then you have a feedback. Then you have plagiarism scan. And then you have publishing. And of course, then you have promotion when you can publish it. So it's basic flow for pretty much like standard what the blogger needs. Now, can I do my custom step? Of course, you can just simply say, here's my step. So I can put my step. And I can put my step and I create it. And now my step is here. And I can put it very first one. So you can manage it and say, okay, I want this, I want that, and I want this, say SEO optimization. Maybe I don't need a proofreading, but I need enhancement. And then finally, maybe I get away with the approval, but I don't need the plagiarism, but I need the publishing, right? That's your final goal. If you don't want a promotion, that's okay. But let's say maybe I just, after that, I just share on social media. Here's my flow. But now this is a pretty simple, but you may want to set up like, okay, my research may be a little complex and maybe I can do like, say, research part 1. And this research is, let's say I do the part 1 and I do the second one is a part 2. Let's say I name it just part 2, right? And now I have simultaneous steps because each step here in the flow is one after another and all in a sequence. You cannot start SEO optimization until enhancement completed. You cannot do the enhancement until the editing. Yes.
Sorry, question within the workflow. So say if I have a one person that does a bunch of these tasks and then another person does another part of the task, and let's say somebody else does the bottom part where it's the publishing and the promotion. Is there a way to dedicate the person to that part? So when the top person is done, then the next person gets aware and then they take on from there?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's built for. So now let me show you when you go and click save. When I click save, now it saves me the full workflow. And this is exactly what you're talking about. Look on the left side.
Yeah,
now you have the full flow right here, right? So you have in a complete sequence exactly as you intended. Can you go back and edit? Yes, you can. You can just simply click edit. And let's say if I want to say run this one, let me move this one. Maybe I can add approval and maybe I can add approval here. Maybe move right into the top. After research, I can leave it here. And now I'm satisfied. Maybe I can double to have a few approvals. Let's say I make it here one more approval and I put it after writing. So now I'm satisfied. Now let me move, click save. Now that saves me. Now this is the flow that I'm going to go. Now take a look at this side. You have this side is split into 2. You have assignments, very simple. Each step has one assignment. This is one like place where you can write anything you want. You can put your own flow. Maybe you put some references. Maybe you put some exactly what need to be done. Maybe you can say, just watch this video. This is your instructional place. Whatever you say here, it's gonna stay here. And anyone who would see that, they only you as an owner, you'll be able to edit. They can see it read only just like this. It's fully rich text. You can insert the images, video, you can embed the video, you can embed tables. So it's the same as like a blog for the article. Now, let's look at the right side. That's your execution. You ask me how many were the people? Yeah, each step get to be assigned to one of the person. Right now, I'm just alone. I don't have a team yet. But when the team will be there, this is a drop down for your team. You say, I want to select this person. This person gets this job. And the next person, you go move in here, you give this person a job. Only one person will be assigned to the one step. So one step assignment at the time, and only one step is current. So in this case, yes.
Sorry, what is that due? Is that settable? Like, can somebody set the due date?
Yes.
Oh, you have to click it. Okay.
You say, okay, I want to set it on the 6th. I expect it by say 15. This one maybe by say 12. This is my expectation. You could see now I set up this one subsequent steps. That means, those are subsequent. This one is simultaneous. So in this case, those 2 researches can be done at the same time. You allocate 2 people, you give one research part to one, research part 2 to another one. That's it. So now you have 5 people working on research. Create 5 subsequent steps. Just assign 1 person at a time. Only 1 person gets to see 1 step. They cannot be assigned 2 of them at the same to 1 step. So 1 person at the step or sub-step. Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear. Thank you. The other question I had, sorry, I'm gonna take you out of this one, this area. The main dashboard where you had the bunch of all of the articles or whatever the content written was, there was something. What is that? Blocks 3 and blocks 13. What is that?
Where?
So you see where you have a keyword and then SEO score, and then
right here.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh,
block 3,
okay.
block 13.
That's just how many blocks you have. Take a look. 3 blocks.
Oh, are you talking about
here? You got 3
so you're
blocks.
talking about H2s. Okay, got it.
Yes, table of content doesn't count as a block, even though it's visible, but it's visible for the one reason. Some people, and we notice that some bloggers decide want to put the table of content not as a first block, they want to move it below the intro. So in this case, you have a full control. You can move it to the bottom if you want to. So this becomes table of content. It's just like a virtual block that's sitting there, and you decide where you want that to be. So you got 3 blocks. On another article, you got 13 blocks. So take a look. If I go in there, those are the ones that 13 blocks. Okay.
Yeah. Now, can you go back? Sorry.
Yeah. This is the progress bar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the progress. So
that's
here's
how many. Yeah. Go ahead.
So look at the third article that you have, the small business SEO. You see how it says keywords 14. Where is that picking that from?
Okay, let's go look. Okay, that's a good question. Go here. Go to SEO. And let's go inside the SEO. Go to the second part. Hold on just a second. Give it 1 second. Here you go. Those are the keywords that I picked up from a research doc that I was testing.
Oh, okay. So those were specifically you picked.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I decide what keyword. Now, does it have to be only 1 keyword? Yeah. Your focus keyword should be like 1 or 2. Okay, max 3, right? But yeah, that's your focus. But other keywords, I would say like a secondary tier. They have to be there maybe just because of you want to show Google what you talking about. So do you want, if you're writing about SEO, you probably should have like a local SEO. Maybe you should have a SEO word just in there, because it's not going to be your focus keyword, because you cannot really beat anyone for SEO or just 1 keyword, right? But it has to be in your content. And if you write about SEO, it has to be in your content. If you write about SEO, you probably will have a keyword word in your content, right? But you don't have to have it as a focus keyword. But part of the check, you can see here, with 1 click of the scan, we scan it and we find out for every keyword. You can see now it's populated the exact counts for each keyword. Let's say you click here. Now you want to see now all the details for this keyword. If I click here on this, it changed me to the primary. And when I go on the 3rd page, this one that takes this primary, and now I can see all the details.
Oh,
and this one that tells me, okay, does it exist SEO title? Yes. Has an body content? Yes, more than 4 times. So you can see we just said 4 times should be in the content at the minimum, and then you get the full points. You have in the headers? Yes. Now watch this. If I go here, I specifically just said here, let's say if I want to if I change this one to the different, but of course, this one is not exemplary. I just run it for the test. All right. But if I say here, if I add this, any keyword from here, and I want to see it in the meta description, let's say if I take this in the SEO search engine, let's say I copy it, and let's say I paste it in meta description. This is just for testing, right? So when I go here on the 3rd one, and now all I need to do just to run a scan. Hold on just a second, let it refresh. I think now this is
yeah, but I don't think 1 article can have such a high SEO score for all of those keywords.
That's right.
Like you said, only.
That's correct. That's
Yeah,
correct. You could never have for one article. That's why I'm saying you could have maybe two top 3 keywords that you really try to focus, bring it up. And even though that for only one keyword, you can get 100% because only one keyword can be in your actually, it's not really true. The 2 keywords can be one in your URL, right? So,
Yeah.
so your focus keywords are like maybe 2 top 3, but your like secondary tier keywords, you can add as many as you want, but I would suggest don't go wild. You may go another 10, 15 keywords just to make sure they are part of your content. How you're not going to optimize it as 100%, but you just make sure that you use them throughout your content, and it's easy to scan. Also, what we added here on the left side is right here. Take a look. When I click here on this SEO, now it's going to be showing me here, and that's a real time. Now I could see my score. Anytime if I add it, I can just scan it here. It runs and it updates this score.
Okay. Last question, and the
Yeah.
most important question out of all: pricing. How does the pricing works?
All right. Okay. All right. Now that's okay. Pricing. I'm going back to say my. This is my homepage, right?
Yeah.
So we letting write anybody. We decide, okay, why don't we give unlimited articles writing? So anybody could write an article, can use the assets like create and put in the images, right? Fine. So you can write it. The only one thing is, can they publish it? No, we're not allowing to connect the WordPress. But for their paid one, with the paid account, you can connect multiple WordPresses. So if I'm here, take a look. If I go on in the settings, and now this one is again, that's taking up all the resources by by the Zoom. So let me show here. So integrations will be expanded. For now, we're just WordPress, but this next week we are working on a Ghost. We will be adding Medium. We will be adding in the next 2-3 weeks. We're gonna add few more like Webflow, Blogger. Those are we will be focusing on. So, but the first one will go probably Ghost and then Medium. And not only the integrations for the Blogger site, also we'll have integrations to like Integrately or Zapier and Publi. So Publi Connect is the one that like competitor of Zapier, but does the same thing. So we do the automation. And my best personal, I mean, the most I like is IFTTT or IFT. IFT does a really good, like in an inexpensive way, all kinds of automation. Once you connected, you see now I connected multiple WordPresses. I can connect non-integrated site. I can just name it any way I want and just say, this is non-integrated. You can do it like this. So what does it do? It actually allows you to export the content, just like publishing. You export it in the HTML. It contains all the tags, all the proper formatting, everything. So HTML is basically, you can just copy and just paste it. Well, because of we need to make money somehow, because this is our plan, what we're running right. I mean, this is a subscription and lifetime special that's we're having right now. Is a $79 per code. So the one code will get one site. We'll get 8 publishing per month. You'll get the 2 portfolio, which I didn't even discuss, but I can show quickly examples of portfolio. And there is no heat map credit allowance, but with the 2 codes, it's matching to solo plan exactly. And it has already SEO heat map allowance and it allows you to publish 24 times per month. And once it's published, it can republish, like I said, 1,000, it doesn't count. So published article only the first time we count. After that, republish as many times you want. So in the 3 codes, you can publish 50 times per month and you can connect 20 websites. Now, can we expand it? Yes, we can. When you go on the billing, this is after that will be available per credit based. So this after that, we just say, okay, if somebody has a lower plan, but wants to do more researches, wants to do more publishing, if you want to buy credits, this is the credit cost. So this is basically it. We also our direction, like I said, AI will be added soon. Like I said, AI assistant will be GPT-3, but the most expensive engine. So expect to be every request we're gonna count. Whatever it will cost us, we will add some margin on top of that. Of course, we're not gonna be, too much, but at least we're not gonna lose the money. We don't want to lose the money. It doesn't make sense losing the money, but I think it's fair, right? So if we charge us for every click, why not we charging for every click? So we're gonna do the same thing. So, but at least we provide a tool. Somebody wants to use this AI, just use AI through our system, and you can build up your content. Also, on the plan, we have, like I said, expanding integration. So we're gonna do the many blogging platforms, so you can do it all from one place. So let's say if you're on the article, of course you can. Let's say if I want to publish this to any other place, you do it one publish at a time. So you just when you click publish, you can see right here. By the way, Shopify instead of Story Chief, it's going to be Shopify. And by the way, we're almost there. And I would say in the next week, we're going to release Shopify and a Ghost. Medium will be also. So this 3 coming up first, but after that, Blogger, Drupal, Webflow, Joomla. So those are ones that will be integrated. Now, this is a place where you say, okay, I just want to consider publishing, create like a publishing, but it's going to export me the HTML. So in this case, you just go here and select whatever you said. This one is like any website you put in there for publishing, for HTML publishing. You can just select it here or like this. And now if you click here, you just provide this the publish day. Click next step. It will publish you the HTML. So I'm going to show you how the HTML look like. You just click submit the same way, and it will publish it. It will bring you the content. It will download the content right here. So if I open it, so you can see how it look like HTML. Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and
Yeah.
get off here. We've already went almost 2 hours here, and I got a
Sorry, yeah,
bunch,
it does take time.
bunch of other stuff to do. I'm gonna upload this onto the back end, and then I will also post it on my side. And if you need this as well, I will send this over to you, Gennady. And I appreciate having you on. And I'm sure he has many, many, many more tutorials. And if you can send me your contact information, if anybody needs Gennady's information, I'll send that too.
Yeah,
I
sure.
appreciate you guys, and I will see you. I believe Monday I'm actually having Holly Starks on, but I will see y'all soon. I appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Thank you very much.